Let's learn how to use the zooms, pans, and also look at dynamic zoom using DaVinci Resolve. So here I have a little clip. So I'll just play my clip. Let me be very honest with you. So here where I said, let me be very honest with you. On the next clip, I would like to zoom in. And to zoom in, I'll go over here at the right on the transform tools. If you can't find the transform tools, click on the gear icon, which is the inspector, and I'll just zoom to level 2 like that. So if we now take this back and play this, to be very honest with you, most beginning video editors think that their videos look bad because of the camera. So here where I said because of the camera, I'll go back to this clip and I'll set the X and Y transform back to 1. So I'll just use dim. And once I play this, this is how this looks like now. So we have one zoom in, it's going to play for a few seconds, then it's actually going to zoom out. That's a very straightforward way of doing it. Sometimes you want to add zooms that seem to have a little bit more motion. So this is how we're going to do that one now. So I'll just go over here to this section of the clip and I'm back on 1. So I'll split this section here because that's where I want to start this animation. So here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's say 1.3. That's fine. And I'll hit the keyframe. I'll move a couple of frames and then I'll set this back to 1. Hit the return key and I'll split that too. I just like splitting it, makes it more interesting. So I'll go over here. If I play this, now you can see we're actually zooming out. We're zooming outwards. If we want to make that smooth, what we can do is to go over here on this red dot. It means we have a keyframe and we'll just click on ease out. Now if we play this, it's going to ease out of that animation. Another way we can add zooms automatically is to use dynamic zoom, but you have to be careful. You don't want to use dynamic zoom all the time. So this is how we can use dynamic zoom. So scroll down till you see dynamic zoom on a specific section of a clip. Let's say this section. So this section is what I have highlighted. So I'll go over to dynamic zoom and click on that dynamic zoom. Now it's going to either set it to linear, ease in or out. I'll just use ease out to ease out of it. And let's play it and see how that looks like. So we're now easing out of that motion and it stops just after this clip. What we can also do is to give a clip a color in case you want to just keep track of the clips where you're using dynamic zoom. You can always come back to them. So any clip that's yellow, it means I'm using dynamic zoom on that clip. Now the dynamic zoom doesn't just stop there. You can actually open up some properties of the dynamic zoom. So I'll just move over far into the future in my clip, say somewhere around here. And what I'm going to do is to split this section here and I'll select this section and just split this section. By the way, if you want to split anything, use Control and the backslash, or you can click on this blade tool and go over here on the timeline. It's going to cut your video into any parts. When you're done, you can hit this select icon or hit A and you're back to the selection using the mouse wheel. All right, so here I'm going to turn on the dynamic zoom, but this time around, instead of using it from here, I'll go over here at the viewer and I'll click this transform and I'll click on dynamic zoom. What this is going to do is to give me 2 handlebars. This first handlebar indicates where the zoom is going to start from. So I'll drag this till I have this handlebar around my face, like so. And for this red handlebar, I'm going to drag it over here to this point. So if we play it now, you can actually see we're starting the frame. It's using my face as the focus and it's actually zooming out till we get that pan like there. And then it's going to go back to the original video. By the way, this is a vertical video. So if I want to set that to a vertical video resolution, I'll hit the gear icon and go over here and says use vertical resolution and click save. Now you can see we have a vertical resolution. If I click this, now we have the vertical resolution and we have a little more space to work with the vertical resolution. So that's one neat way you can actually work with the dynamic zoom. I'll go over here and set this back to transform. And this is basically going to rotate. So how do we pan left and pan right? Well, panning left and panning right is very simple, straightforward. If I open up the inspector over here and say I want to just pan this and shift this a bit to the left, what I'm going to do is to just go maybe from here, this part of my video, and on this position, I'll start a keyframe. So on this start keyframe, everything is going to be, let's say I move this slightly to the left a bit. So it's on -29. And I'll just move a little bit forward, and then I'll set this back to 0 to reset it. So let's right click on this and let's set it to ease in. So if I go back here and play this, we can actually see that our video is actually moving slightly to the right. So that's how you can pan. We can also pan by moving it up. So if I go over here to this clip, let's say my Y position, I'll just drag this clip to this position here, like so. I'll set a keyframe. I'll move just a couple of frames, about 3 frames, and I'll set this back to 0. So now if I get back here and play this, we now actually have moved back to 0. So it was here, and when we play it, it's quickly going to go back to 0 position. So that's how you can use pans. That's how you can zoom in and out. Now there are other effects you can add to a video clip. For example, let's click on this clip and let's go to effects. And here under video transitions, I think under resolve effects, let's look for, we can easily search for film emulation, generate, light, refine, sharpen, not motion blur. Let's search for zooms. So I'll go over here and search for zoom blur. And with the zoom blur selected, I'll right click and I'll add that zoom blur to our video. This is going to add that effect. If we go over to effects, sorry, I don't think that's working now. All right, good. So we have a zoom blur. This is going to zoom and blur out our image at the same time. But the key to this is to use a specific low amount like that. And I'll set the blur type to realistic. We can do things like adjust the channel, move positions, and we have advanced controls. I'll set this to faster. So if you go over here and play this, so you can actually see how that is. So we can use this for, let's go back to the intro, and I'll just zoom in on the intro. And I believe I can bring my audio back because I've muted this track. Let me be very honest with you. Okay, good. So here where it says, let me be very honest with you, I want to apply the zoom blur here to be very fast. So I'll drag the zoom blur and just place it on top of this one. Let me be very honest with you. Let me be very honest with you. And I want to actually start really zoomed in. So I'll go back to the video, go to the zoom and just drag this here, and then shift this, the X position a bit to the left, like so. So this is going to be my start position. So I'll just set both keyframes here. And by the time I've moved just a couple of frames, I'll just reset everything back to the initial position. So actually using reset is going to remove everything we've done. So I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, move this a bit to the right, set both keyframes. And then once I'm here, I'm going to set this back to 1 and 1, and I'll set the position back to 0. So let's see how that looks like now when this starts. Let me be very honest with you. So you can see how that looks like when it starts. Let me be very honest with you. All right, cool. Now what we can also do is to add the same zoom type to objects we import. If I go back to my media pool, let me drag this image and just place this image over here. So this is just a basic image. I'll just zoom in on the image so it's filled up our entire scene. Sorry, I'll just go back here, not on the track, but on the image. So I'll bring the image back and place this asset here and just reduce the size or the length of this asset. So now that we have this asset, let's click on the asset and let's just zoom in a little bit to make the asset fill up on screen. So when I'm playing this, most beginning video editors think that, so you can actually see most beginning video editors. So let's make this interesting by adding some specific nice zoom here. So I'll click on that and turn on the dynamic zoom. And here I'll make sure I'm on dynamic zoom, not using that one. And I'll start the focus at the center of this text. So I'll drag this here and I'll take this outer one, the red one, and I'll make sure the focus is just on this panel page. So let's see how that looks like now. So if I extend the length a little bit, let's go over here. All right, cool. So that's going to be a quick wrap up on how you can use the zoom types in DaVinci Resolve. Another way we can actually use this, let me just put this as the last one, is to actually go in the Fusion page and create a zoom there. So I'll right click on this clip and I'll change the clip color to violet because I'm using the Fusion here. I'll add a marker and I'll just call this one Fusion Motion, like so, and I'll change it to just green. Click on this clip, right click and say open in the Fusion page. Now in the Fusion page, I have the power to animate this clip. Now this length here is going to be the entire clip. So if I do this, so that's our clip. Sorry, my mouse is disconnected a bit. So this is the length of our clip right here, like so. So what I'll do is to go say to frame 6 and I'll need to add a transform node. So I'll go over here and add a transform. Now on the transform node, on this node 6, I'll go over here to the size. I'll make this a little bit large like that and I'll set this keyframe. So now I'll move to say frame 10 and I'll set this size back to the initial 1 like that. All right, this is going to be back to size 1 like so. So if I move this back around, you can actually see it's actually zooming in. So what can I do to improve the quality of this animation? So I'll go over to spline. So once I have this on spline, I'll click on the transform and I know I have the size. I'll just click on this. Let me get rid of the inspector so we have a little more space to see what we're doing here. And I'll push this up a bit and I'll slightly zoom out like so. So I'll select these 2 points, right click, and where it says the ease, I'll set this to out cubic. This will give it a nice little curve I can use to set and check out how the animation is. So now if we play this, so I'll go back here and I'll just hit play. So you can see how fast that is, and we can do things like, you know, adjust the speed, change the location of this animation we did. We can see how using out cubic we can actually specify and strengthen and smoothing the animation to make it feel either natural, to speed it up, or to slow it down. We can do things like, you know, retime it, make it appear earlier and whatnot. So again, if we actually play this, all right, so that's going to be it for this one. That's how you can create a variety of animations to spice up your video animations. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel Tech Mood, and you can find longer tutorials on my YouTube at Tech Mood. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.